Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another Agrarian Skies episode on this rainy day in the world. We are back here and we have a ton of stuff to do. And as you can see, my inventory is basically full, which is great. Oops, I forgot to do my little teleporters. Hold on. A shabam. Look at that. Beautiful, right? Exactly what I wanted. Not. But that's fine. They do the job. They help me get around a little bit quicker. Not saying they get me around all that much fast, but that's fine. So there's a few quests here, and I figured we might as well do it because I'm about to make some nice, powerful machines. So we're going to need some reinforced machine frames. Let's check that. Like I figured, resonant is the next one on the board, so we'll get those going here. A little bit of silver, like so. Boom. Couple resonant machine frames, and we get ourselves a bag. Beautiful. Completed that quest though. Nice. What's in the bag? What's in the bag? Really? Well, you know, the glistening melon and the magma cream, not bad actually. I'm okay with that little reward. But anyways, we have our machine frames, so I guess from now we can make our advanced pulverizers. So basically what I'm thinking we're doing is this is going to be the first step towards kind of advancing a little bit beyond the simple powers, okay? Well, that's basically what we're trying to do here. So we'll do that like that, and these will be a pulverizer with a resonant core. Now what that means is they're stronger. I know, right? I make things sound so good, don't I? But as you can see over here, I've been making a few upgrades across the board. I've been making some speed upgrades for some of my machines and whatnot. And actually, I needed to check on this. I had speed in here and speed in here, and it's keeping up. Excellent. 12 and 12. Beautiful. So yeah, I've kind of just been making speed upgrades. I've trying to improve the production rates so that we get more materials faster. And I think we're getting there for the most part. But one of the big ones that we don't have a lot of is nether quartz. Now, I don't really want to go farm up the entire nether. We're on a server, stuff like that. So we're just going to automate it here on our island. Alright, so over here I've set up 4 spruce barrels and the mycelium and all that kind of stuff. So let me get just a few things together. We need to produce some sand. So let's do that. We will go, yeah, I think just right there will work, won't it? Yeah, I think that'll work nicely. I'm going to get the stuff that I need for the cobble, and we should have this system operational. There we go. Getting rid of that rain. Alright. Extra utilities is my jam. It is still easily one of my favorite ways to get cobble in the world. It does take a little bit more than, say, like igneous extruder or stuff like that, but it's so much faster. Way faster. And, you know, we have enough materials, I'm just going to say, to benefit from all of this, and we might as well use it, right? So just gonna get us some sticks. We should probably make at least a couple of these. Yeah, 4. That's not too bad, I guess. 4 of them. Okay, we'll do 4. I probably want to make more of these, but we will get to that point at some point here where we're auto-crafting everything, and we might even start a little bit on that adventure today. But, you know, all in due time. We have half a stack of iron now. We're doing pretty good overall, I think. But all that we're going to do, I simply made another cobble gen back here. I guess I didn't need to make this whole thing, did I? No, I didn't. And I didn't need to have that hole there. I always forget that. With this setup, you can have just a standard little water and cobble beside each other. There's lava, water, cobble beside each other, and lava under there. You place down the transfer node there, and once we apply these world upgrades, it's going to start pulling in the cobble. And then from here, we're going to set the blue side like so. which is very important. And this guy is going to also be blue to accept the output. All right, we're going to need to run a little bit of power. You know what? We'll probably just go around the back side. Yeah, I think that's going to work best. So we'll run this across like that. And that's fine. We don't need... That's not an issue. Okay, we'll just disconnect that. Might as well. All right. So these guys should have power, and they're starting to produce gravel. Beautiful. So this will be full. It'll be continually supplying gravel to our pulverizer. Good stuff. Very happy. System can more than handle it, but we're going to be improving it as we go. Okay. Now, we want to have the output of red to the side. So that'll start pushing gravel into this pulverizer. And what's going to happen is this pulverizer is going to start producing sand. Now, we do have the auxiliary of sand coming out of the secondary chance of this pulverizer. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull that out the top. All right. Now, one thing that I want to do is I want to actually improve our item ducts, or I want to get some better item ducts while we're at it. Now that we're kind of progressing pretty good. Item duct. All right. Impulse item duct. That is our guy. What we need to basically do is we need an item duct like this. The opaque version, which requires some of that hardened glass and some tin. All right. We can do that. Let's do, yeah, that many. 5. Thank you. Hardened glass. And this will give us an item duct. Now, this is the same item duct that we're basically already using, but it's see-through. So you can see the items traveling to and fro. But what we're going to do is we're going to head on over to our fluid transposer here, the one that's filled with glowstone. And we're going to transpose these with glowstone to make them impulse item ducts. Now, impulse item ducts are just that much faster. Now, you can also do warp item ducts, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and fluctuating, which transfers items and energy, which is kind of cool, actually. And they're not that expensive. But anyways, these guys are producing. We're probably going to need to do some more glowstone right away. We have 30 of them. Oh, nice. Very nice. Oh, God. That little bug. You know that bug? We've all dealt with it. I think we've just all gotten used to it. But it's that bug where you start running and you just kind of... You start chugging instead. All right. So what we're going to be doing is this guy is going to have the red output of the sand going out the side as well. So now, when we connect these two, you will see that they don't have a do these not connect? No. These don't connect? Really? I gotta hopper it? Oh, I am not pleased about that. I thought that they would just connect. Very interesting. I guess we have to hopper input these items. Well, that's a shame. Yeah, I guess so. I can't think of any other way to do it that we have available because we don't have Ender IO. So, I guess I'll be making 4 hoppers. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. I don't think there's any other way. So there we go. We have soul sand now in this barrel, which is good. That's the goal that we were hoping to accomplish. It should have put sand in here like it did. Oh boy, that's not good. Can't put it there. You know what? Because we're not putting it down below here. I think. Where did that go? We should be able to put it right there without any issues. Okay. So now we basically just need to run this across so that sand goes into all of these hoppers. Now this one over here is probably going to have a little bit of an issue as we are producing and not going to be able to keep up for the most part. But I think with some of the upgrades that I'm hoping to do, we should be fine. Alright, the next item up for business is this right here. The ability to pull out, which again is going to be problematic because now we need to use hoppers yet again. Oh man, that is annoying. Holy cow. Okay. Well, I mean, it is what it is. That's the pack. That's what we have to deal with. I really wish I had Ender IO. Let me just leave it that. Alright, so let's get a few more chests. That should do, right? Yeah. Boom. That gives us the 4 chests that we need and 20 more iron. So again, we have to do it this way because there's no Ender IO. If there was Ender IO, this would be a lot easier. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to actually remove the block out from underneath all of these. Just like that, which is actually going to slow up the barrels as well. So keep that in mind too. And, you know, I guess we'll remove this guy here. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. Okay, so we need to get the items into here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that. Like that, and we're going to run them down below and underneath because the hoppers are going to need to be down below and underneath as well. Do I have my hover? I do. I have it active. Alright, let's hover on down and get this thing set up. Okay, so there is our item duct line. We're going to run it over like this and then up one, right? And then from there we can connect all of the hoppers to that line. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Alright. So now we can run over here like so, and boom. 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 And boom. So now we have the hoppers pulling out the item as soon as it's done. Now that item should end up in here. Is it doing that, or is it staying in the hopper? It's staying in the hopper, so we do need servos as well. Holy cow. Really? Oh, man. I am not a huge fan of these thermodynamics pipes. There's just better options available now. And that better option is Ender IO. And you know, it's funny because I used to be a huge fan of them. Massive fan. And after they fixed their bugs with Ender IO and whatnot, they've kind of improved. Alright, there's our servos. Let's get hovering again. We'll cruise on down below. And we will apply these servos and enable them. Apply, enable, apply, enable, apply, and enable. Alright, good. So now, did it get it? This does have power, by the way. You have to look up at the top there. Okay, quartz. Thank you. That's all I wanted. Beautiful. You are beautiful. Okay, so all of that process is pretty much set up except for the dust here. Now, the dust is another story. We need to get the dust out of this system one way or another. But I'm not sure how I want to do that exactly yet. But it'll probably be out the bottom. Just because we have that access point available to us. So I'll probably extract it out the bottom side. And it would kind of be nice to bring it all the way back over here. But without having to run cables all over the place, if you know what I mean. So we might set up a little tesseract or something just for that one item. Alright, so there we go. Not too bad. I can think of worse things. So now the next step is the water. Alright, now I'm pretty sure the only way that I still know of in this system to pull water is an aqueous accumulator from thermal expansion. So I'm going to get a couple of these built up, maybe even 2, yeah, 1 or 2, and I'll be back with you guys where we can make a few augments for these pulverizers. And then once we're done this system, we can then start into our next system, and that is what you see here, applied energistics. Alrighty, so I have this crazy contraption going on over here, as you can see. I decided to put the aqueous accumulators right up top there because why not? And then we're basically just going to put fluid ducts. Can I get in there? Maybe? 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 Maybe not? Yeah, perfect. Alright, good. And we're going to put fluid ducts like so. Good. Beautiful, actually. Very nice. Now, those should be refilling that. Excellent. It's working. And this guy should be operational. It is. Awesome. Okay. So now all we have is our dust situation, which really isn't that bad of a situation. But for the most part, this should be pretty much fully operational. I guess now all we have to do is we have to get our upgrades for our pulverizers. And this is taking longer than I thought it would. I guess I could have gotten a little bit more prepared at the beginning, but I figured, you know what, why not? So we want to get some speed upgrades for sure. Those are the dynamo ones. We want these guys here, the secondary reception coils. Now we have 6 options available to us, right? So what we need is we need some bronze, lots of bronze, it looks like, to get, I would love to get this one. Well, I guess we could try just the secondary for right now, right? So the 2 times speed one, we already have one here. So let's see what that does for our speed situation. So if we do that, it's quite a bit quicker. But how much quicker is it going to be is a good question. Alright, let's put that in there. Okay, so, I mean, that will do the job. We can easily get some bronze. So let's do that. Just the good old forestry way, like so. And we can get this guy done up very easily. So it's that and that. So 4 redstone and 1 piece of gold. Very straightforward, very simple recipe. Not difficult at all. Alright, good. Boom. That'll give us our speed up on the second pulverizer as well. Bingo. So that should be picking up nicely. We might need the next level up. We may still want that. But the other one that I want is, I wouldn't mind the secondary chance to be higher. At least on this one, because the secondary chance is sand. And that's our main production here. What we're going for is sand above all and else. Just so that we can get nether quartz and everything else that you sift soul sand with. So we need to improve this. As you can see, this thing is barely even working. We probably don't even need those speed upgrades. But as these guys start to fill up down the line, or if I add more, that might become a different story. So, sulfur too. Okay, good. It's already picking up a little bit of speed. Let's look at the secondary sieve chance. So it's more bronze with some wool. Really? Wool? Okay. Oh, wow. We already have this one. Where did we get that from? We must have gotten that from a quest or something. Or maybe I made it. That's possible. And so I guess we just need the first one. So, bit of bronze and some wool. Do we have, like, wool? I know we have sheep, but do we have wool? We have shears. So, I guess we can just, give her one of those. And one of those. That's 2. Ow! Stop it. And thank you. Thank you for your... Peggy, please. Alright. Good. Okay, so we have wool. That's nice. And where do I want to store that? I guess right there. Sure. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Give us the bronze. And this should give us our basic one that we need. So we're going to install both of these as well into this augmentation, which should improve the secondary chance by about 44%. And I believe it was 10% chance to begin with. So it's, you know, it's improved quite a bit. So this guy, we don't really care about the secondary output on this guy at the moment. And what I might do is I might even just like put a trash can down below, because really I do not. Oh boy, there's larva there. There's larva there. Who put that larva there? I did. Okay, so what I might do is I might even just do that, a trash can or something. Like take this trash can here. I wonder if it can auto output to a trash can. I know that this, oh boy, that was close. Okay, alright, it's fine. I went for my hover button and I hit a different button. I wonder if this can output directly to a trash can. Let's see. If so, that would be great. And it can. Wonderful. So we are basically demolishing the dust. That's solved. Not ideal. I'd prefer to save it. I like saving stuff, but you know, one of those things. And we're starting to get all of the nice loot. Fuse woods, sulfur, nether wart, nether quartz, which is the big one. Now this heat sand as well, I'm pretty sure you can sieve this. You can. For more sulfur and a chance of yellorium. So that's not too shabby. We might implement that into a little bit of a system as well, because I'm pretty sure we have some somewhere. But I think we're basically done that. I'm basically going to connect it into this line, into this chest, and all that kind of stuff. And then from there, we will be sorting it into barrels just like we do everything else. But for right now, we're going to leave it running and see how we do on the soul sand, see how we do with the loot, see how this distributes with our current settings, and yeah, go from there. As you can see, we're starting to actually build up a little bit of gravel, I think, but it's going very fast. We're getting nether quartz, which is good because we're going to need it right away as soon as we start applied energistics, which is exactly what we are about to start. So let me prepare a few things for that. And I think for the most part, yeah, I think that's that. Good. Oh, I wanted to make a few, before we go, I wanted to make a couple diamond fortune upgrades for this thing. I think we only have enough for 2 though. Yeah, it does require Invar if I'm not mistaken. We do have a decent amount of diamonds, but I think it does require Invar. So we do need these, like so. Diamonds in the middle and Invar should give us the fortune upgrades. Now, I'm thinking we could probably take half of these away and put in some fortune upgrades, which would improve our chance at getting things like netherwort, gas tiers, sulfur, and all the other odds and ends. But I'm a little bit concerned about the power gen. Let's take a look at our capacity bank. Yeah, it's draining fast. These fortune upgrades are just killer. Mind you, that's a bit of a problem. What, our 1 magmatic can't handle it anymore? Why are these things only producing 24? Like, what? You should be producing a lot more than 24, bro. A lot more than 24. Anyways, I'm a little concerned as to why these are only producing so little. I might have to, like, break them and re-put them down? I don't know. Nope, still 12 RF per tick. Which is interesting because this can easily input. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. I'll figure it out off camera. I've done a couple improvements. Let me show you. As you can see, we have a beautiful wall of barrels, all filling up quite nicely. And we already have 16 stacks of quartz. Overpowered much? Yes. Really? It's raining again? Alright, so what I did is I have this extracting. We probably don't need the resonant servo. I put it on there to catch it up a little bit, but we probably don't need it on there any longer. Although it does pull out nice and quick, which is good. But I also set up a filter over here for heat sand. So whenever we get any heat sand coming through the sieving process, which there's a decent chance of, it'll produce it down and it'll put the output into this chest. Now, if that output happens to be yellorium, it'll find its way, because it's yellorium dust, it'll find its way into this barrel. Pretty straightforward so far, right? Once it's in this barrel, it'll cycle it back into the furnace, which will make it into yellorium, which puts it up there. Pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. Let's get rid of this freaking rain, man. This is ridiculous. It's raining like every day on this server, I swear to God. What are you doing out and about, Mr. Enderman? What do you think you're up to? Alright, so anyways, here we are. We've automated this system beautifully. I am very happy with it. But now it's time for some applied energistics. And the first things first that we need to make is growing more quartz in water. Alright, now these guys, nothing too crazy. Pretty straightforward for right now. We will have to automate this process further down the road, which will help us a ton. So Certus quartz seed is just some Certus dust and some sand. So that's pretty darn easy. And you know what? Oh yeah, that's right. Is it all sand? It is all sand. Interesting. We are going full crazy mode. That's right. I have a whole bunch of sand over here as product from the sludge boiler. And you know what? We might as well use it. Right? So if we do a full stack, let's just see. If we do a full stack of each, that will be 3 stacks of sand. That'll be really nice, though, once it's all done. Won't it? I think so. All right, let's do this up. We will get all these seeds and at least get us started in a pretty big way, mind you, into applied energistics. So the first one, of course, was the Certus quartz. And that's going to give us 2 full stacks of the Certus quartz seeds. All right? Very nice stuff. The next one is nether quartz dust, which we have to pulverize nether quartz for. So I'll get a stack of that, and we'll get pulverizing that. And the third one is fluix dust. Now, fluix dust is pulverizing of a fluix crystal. Now, fluix crystal is dropping a charged Certus, a nether quartz, and a redstone dust into a puddle, and it'll give you 2. So we need 32 charged Certus quartz crystals. Rip. Alright, so we need to get ourselves a charger. I don't think the previous quest was charger, right? No, I don't think we've gotten one. We have not. Okay. So we need to get a charger up and running from applied energistics, and that's this guy here. So a couple pieces of fluix crystals with 5 iron. We should be able to do that up pretty nicely. 5 iron, and let's see about getting ourselves just a little bit. How many do we need? We needed just the 1, right? Just the 1 of that. 1 redstone, right? And what else? Boom. Redstone dust, nether quartz, and the charged. Okay, 1 charged. Alright, so we throw these in water. So any old water would do, just like that. And within a couple seconds, they should turn into, bingo, fluix crystals. The fluix crystals then, with the iron, we can make our first charger. Nice. Very, very nice. Now, Certus quartz itself is sand. We might set up a quick... Before next episode, I think I'm going to set up a sand sieve. as well, because we have a chance of charged and regular, and I think that'll be very beneficial. The rest I'll probably just demolish, just straight up trash, except for the yellorium, basically. I think we'll trash just all the rest, but it'll at least get us more Certus quartz, because we're going to need a decent amount of it. So for right now, we're in the area, so let's just plug it into this system, right here, I guess. And all you do to get some charged Certus is just basically right-click on it. It works with any old power system, and after, you know, a few brief moments or whatever, it will fire out a charged Certus. In the meantime, we might as well start demolishing up this nether quartz a little bit. Oh yes, I forgot I was doing that. Alright, well, I was getting rid of the hardened flux ducts that we had left over. So I think what we'll do is we will go to this machine. When in doubt, just move over one. There we go. Nether quartz dust is starting to be processed. Very good, very good. The way back is actually pretty nice with these translocators. A couple quick teleports and we're there. Alright, and let's pop on up here, and you should see it's charged. Okay. And basically what I'm looking at is Wayla. What am I looking at in the top? It still says Certus quartz crystal, as you can see. Now, there is a graphical thing that happens. I don't know why it's taking so long. It just takes too long, if you ask me. But you can automate this process down the road. So it's just this initial, and because I want to get a stack of these going, that's my own fault. So I'm going to sit here. I'm going to click and click and click until we get enough charged Certus to make what I want. And you know what? I just looked at the time on this video, and we are way overdue as I'm clicking. We're already at 30 some odd minutes, 33 minutes or something like that. So props to you guys that have made it this far. I know that it's kind of a simple system and all that kind of stuff, but big props to you. But that's it for me. So make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, all that awesome jazz. We are going to be here next episode, and we're going to be working on a few more, a lot more into the applied energistics and getting some of that system up and running and ready for us once we are good to go. Oh wow, now they're cooking. Now they're cooking. Anyways, thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. Bye bye for now. See ya.